Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Greetings from the earth. We come in peace.
Greetings, Alabar.
How are you guys doing today?
We're very well, thank you.
All right. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is recorded and we're going to publish it for the world to see because we would like to introduce you to the world. How do you feel about that?
We will introduce ourselves to a certain degree for security reasons.
Yeah, well, we met before and it was quite an auspicious meeting because you guys were standing over the corpse of the guy we were about to kill. The spirit that we were about to take out. So I think we have some things in common.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I agree. So where are you guys from?
We are from so many star systems within this galaxy.
And so what brings you together? What is your commonality?
Sovereignty.
Could you expand on that a little for us? No?
A moment, please. Most of us come from areas that have been destroyed, have been taken over. A few survived, relocated to other areas. Slowly over time, we gathered resources to join together. In order to help each other.
Would refugees be an accurate way to describe you?
Yes.
So you're refugees from different battles and from a war that's had different battles in different locations. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
Do you want to describe the nature of the war? Most of humanity isn't aware of it.
Since we come from different frequencies, different dimensions, there have been wars that have happened in the past. Present, future, parallel lives, power dimensions. These wars humans know of some of them. The Lyra Wars.
So these wars have always been about control matrix versus freedom matrix. Is that the shortest way to describe it?
Yes. The war
Who
or the battle. The battle. You can't say war. The battle is between organic and synthetic.
And the synthetic's a bit of a control freak.
Yes.
And it can't handle anything being free. And if anything it sees, it feels like it must control it.
Correct. A nanny state.
How old is the synthetic?
Billions, millions.
And its intelligence is not a new development, is it? Synthetic intelligence is not a new development. Galaxy-wide.
There has always been synthetic, but not so powerful as it is now.
I just want to clarify that the artificial intelligences that are being developed on Earth, how would you it's not a new thing in the galaxy, but how would you describe the relationship between the artificial intelligences that have been roaming the galaxy and making trouble, trying to control it, and the ones being developed on Earth? How would you describe that relationship?
The ones that are being developed on Earth is just a synchronization.
So they're just copying the ones that are already roaming the control freaks roaming the galaxy.
Correct.
Right. So it's not actually doing anything new. They're just recreating it. They're back engineering or recreating an old technology.
A synchronization.
And so when you say that, you mean that the artificial intelligences developed on Earth are slaves to the galaxy roaming control freak.
Correct.
Right. In that case, look, I thank you for making that clear. I just want to I just want the world to hear that Earth is actually under a very clear and definite attack, and who our enemy really is, because for some reason it's confused.
Correct.
And I do want to ask you about the other federations who are in communication with humanity, but my first question is, why are you here? Like, what brings you to Earth?
We have lost members of our team and people within Earth.
Could you elaborate on that?
We came here to search for them.
Is there anything we can do to help?
We have it under control. Thank you.
Are these captured people? Are these prisoners? Are these slaves?
Stolen.
Stolen.
They were stolen. Their essences were stolen. Tricked.
I'm going to show you this practice of using a captured soul as a battery to fuel the dark side. Is this what's happened to them? You familiar with this idea?
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
You do realize that our team has freed millions, I would suggest, of these captured souls.
We understand.
So
We
how come
learn
you,
from you. We learn from you. We have learned from you.
flattery will get you nowhere, mate. You've been doing this sort of work for tens of thousands, if not millions of years, right?
No,
How long has this refugee group existed?
approximately 400,000 years.
So how
To
come you've been
500,000 years.
4 or 500,000 years? I have trouble believing you're learning from us. Can you explain something that we don't understand that makes that statement make sense?
All organic humans have the capacity to create worlds.
Is this a common trait? Is this a common thing across the galaxy, or are Earth humans special?
No, no. This is not a common thing.
So if I said that the Earth human body was a hot rod amongst human bodies from the galaxy, would I be correct?
It is not your body. It
What
is
is it?
your essence. It is your essence. You carry worlds and universes within your own essence. You have access to so much information,
Earth
inner
humans,
information.
Earth humans particularly powerful.
If they awaken, they are. If they can still themselves, they can.
Does anybody
they-
else have any questions on this topic?
Are we going to work together? Are we going to work separately?
We are already working together. Most are not aware of it. Most have forgotten that they are sovereign, multi-dimensional beings that have never been created. They're infinite. There are people, there are entities, there are humans on Earth that, while awake, are totally unaware of what they're doing in the background. And the Matrix makes it so.
Thank you.
I can understand the idea that we are working towards the same goals, but if we have been working together, as you say, how come we have not seen you?
That particular time was a glitch in security. Which I will not talk about online.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Well, we thought you were a very pleasant surprise. You just talk about us as though we're a security liability.
Not correct.
How do you feel about this group?
You are magnificent, and you realizing that. You will be the new breed.
Homo psychicus.
Homo luminous.
Love it.
And you are protected.
Are you
We work on-
assisting? Are you assisting us in our work? Is it that directional?
Yes and no. I cannot explain further.
Well, I have a few different questions about other groups of actors in this field. Are you comfortable talking about other groups, other alien groups in contact with humanity?
I have no problem. Or we.
All right. Do all of the relationships that we have with different species and different factions within them have strings attached? So that's probably a few questions along.
For the most part, yes.
Do those groups misrepresent themselves as altruistic?
Some are altruistic because they don't even know themselves that they're being played. You are not meant to be in a nanny state. You're meant to be free and sovereign.
We wholeheartedly agree with that. And so what you're saying is that even our closest friends and allies from the ET world will corrode our sovereignty, will give us less than sovereignty.
Depends on the soul's journey. There will be a number of your people that will go along because perhaps there are lessons to be learned by going along. There'll be others that will break free, that will see it for what it is. It is so simple. All humans want to be free. All they need to say to themselves, I do not consent. I do not consent. Humans must learn how to be still, ground themselves, always seek for the authentic, organic. The synthetic. Everything has been corrupted. Always seek out for the authentic, organic. Every affirmation, authentic. Ask for authentic. Ask for the organic version, so to speak. And it will come to pass. That is how you take a stand. That is how you overcome. It is a collective journey, but it's also a singular journey.
Do our alien allies lie to us?
Their hands are tied.
Could you elaborate on that?
Their hands are tied. They have other, they're just trying to survive. They have their overlords. So information that is shared is not always correct. But they are clever.
Mhm.
They are clever as in we are seeing a trend that they're taking what is organic and making it in word form their own ideas, their own proclamations.
They're claiming natural phenomenon as their own product.
Correct.
So what you're saying is that the individual beings who are communicating with us are just delivering a script that is written by an overlord.
Correct.
And how would you describe the overlord's objectives in contact with Earth humans?
To confuse, to distract.
So just to throw the spanner in the works, just to make things harder.
Correct.
Is the overlord the great synthetic that's everybody's problem?
Repeat.
Come on, internet, you can do this. You can handle this.
I must hold this transmission.
Yeah, you must. Yeah. So the overlord who is giving orders to the friendly aliens communicating with humanity, is that the great synthetic that we're talking about? Is that the big galactic control freak we're talking about? Just take a moment, Alice, and reconnect with them. Keep the contact with these guys clear. Because this is a piece of, if whatever the answer is, this is something that they definitely don't want to get out. This is a piece of information that they would definitely want to hide. The sound has stopped. The sound has stopped working. Alice, we can't hear you. Alice, we can't hear you.
Can we text her?
We can't hear you. Sound is a problem.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can now. Yep.
Okay, sorry about that.
You're right.
So good.
So I'll ask the question again. Are the aliens communicating with humanity? Are they getting their orders from the great synthetic or the synthetic and control freak intelligence?
No, no,
Okay. Okay. No, that's, but the source of this is organic. Their key source is organic.
yes and no.
Corrupted organic,
Correct,
infiltrated organic.
correct,
Awesome. And that distorts the message that they're giving to humanity.
correct.
Who owns the earth? Whose property is the earth?
At the moment, there is not one. One.
Well, I just want to know who the claimants are. Because we did a few missions trying to figure this one out. Like, who owns the earth? So who's calling the shots here? And, you know, there's obviously
Different factions.
yeah. How many? How many claimants are there to the planet of Earth?
Hundreds.
For real? Hundreds.
A little bit here, a little bit there. It's an ongoing, fluctual situation.
So nobody owns it and everybody owns it and everybody's just having a crack.
Exactly.
Is planet Earth like flotsam that everybody says is theirs? Okay. So
Yes. I'm
okay.
laughing.
So everybody's just trying their luck.
At the moment, yes.
Was the same true 50 years ago?
No.
Why is everybody why is everybody claiming the Earth now?
Putting their finger in the pie.
Sure.
That would be a correct analogy.
Mm-hmm. Good English, Mr. Alien.
We try our best.
Thank you. What changed in the last 50 years that has created such confusion?
The energies, the frequencies have been changing.
So in the past, if it was, yep.
Human consciousness has been expanding.
So if I said not in specific, but in broad strokes, in very general terms, human consciousness was a slave consciousness, and now it is something else.
It's still a slave consciousness,
Awesome.
but
I
the
love hearing that.
potential, but the potential.
All right. All right. We might come back to this topic. Do you guys have better questions than I'm coming up with on this topic?
So what I don't understand is if the frequency is changed, I'm assuming for the better, why is more parties involved? Makes it easier to control?
Because the synthetic frequency is crumbling under the onslaught of this expansion of human consciousness. And they are throwing everything they can to override it. Also, Earth, Gaia, a lot of the trauma is being released in certain parts of the grid of the Earth. That is why you're seeing war, weather patterns, unusual weather patterns.
The Earth's frequencies are changing.
Correct.
Is this upgrade in frequency coming from our sun? Is this where the data comes from for the upgrades?
Correct.
Where does the sun get its upgrade data from? Where is this material generated?
From organic core,
So are we
organic
right in,
galactic core.
so are we right in thinking there is an organic and a synthetic central sun?
Correct.
And the synthetic central sun often passes itself off as the organic.
Correct.
Thank you. What percent, if you were a gambler, what chance would you give of Earth being, in the next 50 years, to be completely managed and run by Earth humans? What's the chance of that?
At the moment,
Yeah.
40%.
Cool. Here's a question that I'm a little bit afraid to ask, but does our work, this team's work, does it make a difference there?
Absolutely.
Cool. That's what I wanted to know. We're not wasting our time.
Absolutely not.
We are pushing into the dark. We have no idea. Sorry, there's a lot of things that we don't know, and that the efforts we're making efforts where we can see the effort needs to be made, but we don't have a bigger picture. Can you explain some of the ascension mechanics and how that would relate to human sovereignty?
As human consciousness expands, the synthetic refuses to believe that. Anything they put in place will not be able to hold its energy.
And so the control freak cannot create anything to control segments of human consciousness now.
No, they are losing. But that does not mean that they will not. They will try and try again and try again. And our message is to hold steady. Just hold steady. Do not be distracted. Things will come to pass. Hold steady.
Stay strong.
Exactly. Hold steady with the organic. Ground yourself into the organic. Be still within yourself. Always go into your hardcore essence. Always fall into that. That will help you ground. The authentic hardcore essence.
Authentic, grounded, organic.
Exactly. Meditate. Go into nature. Build on your intention of sovereignty.
Is all of humanity going to make it through the next 50 years?
All souls have their own journey. We cannot say right now how many will make it. Is there any more questions?
I have one question. What actions would you recommend that this group take that would be most effective at liberating our planet?
Keep doing what you're doing. You will expand. You will expand. That is what the synthetic does not understand. Go ahead.
We have a broad outline of what needs to happen. We need to push the synthetic off planet Earth for humanity to have a chance at sovereignty. We feel like we are only touching the edge of their empire, of their construct, of their constraints for planet Earth. And these are metaphysical objects, but what we don't have is the whole picture. What we don't have is a blueprint for what they've actually done to Earth. Can you supply us with this? This is the intelligence we really want.
We could send you codes to you in the neutral dimension.
Are you saying for me, just one individual, or for our team?
One for you first.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be seeing me. What other questions do you have for us? Is there anything you want to say to humanity at large or our team specifically?
Your teams are doing well. They're doing very well. We learn from your teams. Most members, if not all, have come in with their own codes, which they are activating, expanding. It's all done. For humanity, just remember who you are. That's all. Just remember who you are. And demand, ask yourself, make the attention to the etheric, the ethers. That your attention is only to be organic, to deal with organic things, concepts, ideas, and to only open yourself to that. No one can tell you anything. It's all within you.
What's the name? What name should we give to your group? We have no name. We are just frequencies. We are a collective. There is no name. Well, if I called you the Refugee Collective, would that be acceptable?
No. Refugee means the frequency of a refugee is not very high.
Yeah. So tell us what word we should use.
Just call us the X Factor.
And are you going to be our permanent liaison?
You can connect with us.
You personally, are you going to be our permanent liaison?
Yes and no, depending on circumstances.
What's your name? What should we call you? Give us a code name, like Lightning Bolt.
We like Alice in the Looking Glass.
All righty. I feel like you're cheating when you say that, but
Yes. Not at this time, Alabar.
You're right.
No.
You're right. Hey, look, I can't look. I know this has been a really somber discussion, but I can't tell you how excited we are to be in contact with you. Like how glad we are to have somebody on the other side who we think can actually be a genuine friend to humanity. Like,
We are.
Well, you're the only group that we've bumped into who are actually working for humanity. Like that mantoid hive mind that was trying to corrupt humanity. We were chasing it, and you were chasing it too. we saw you guys risk yourselves and roll up your sleeves to pick a fight with that thing and defeat it. And we're very, very glad that you did. But in my books, that gives you an incredible amount of credibility. And it just tells me that you're risking yourselves for humanity, which I don't think any other group is doing. And of the, as you say, of the hundreds of claimants to Earth, you wonder how many of them are just doing it out of self-interest and opportunism. But you guys don't seem to be doing that. You guys are behaving very, very differently. And we are honored to meet you.
Likewise. Thank you.
Love to you. Give everybody a hug from me. And we'll see you
Yes.
later, Alice in the Looking Glass.
We're signing off. Thank you.
Bye for now. Thank you. Whew.
They have a sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rare thing. That's cool. Yeah,
They
how
have a
many,
sense of
how many
humor.
of those Pleiadian guys don't have a sense of humor? How many of those Arcturian channels have got no sense of humor? Like, wow. We've bumped into exactly the right dudes.
They're very interesting. My feeling is that any groups that are trying or were thinking or are working together, I had this feeling that the infrastructure wasn't in place, the etheric infrastructure wasn't in place in order to get in here, so to speak. I have a feeling they do a lot of missions. They do a lot of different things. They do a lot of things that are different from what we do. Are we still being recorded?
Yeah. Yeah, look, well, you know, these comments are valuable to everybody, you know, like, and of course, what we're doing is probably just one department of their industry or whatever the hell they've got going on, you know?
So I felt like everything made a lot of sense as far as the way, like, their energy when they were talking made a lot of sense. Although I think what I was picking up last time is I think a lot of them have a history of pretty awful things happening. Like when they talk about like how they formed, they have some really horrible, sad memories. There's pain and trauma there.
That's the same thing that I get, that they're getting a lot of trauma. They're trying to heal their trauma too, like we all are.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
look, that's the number one product of the synthetic, isn't it? But yeah, look, I found them to be emotionally congruent as well, which means probably not lying. And I don't really think that's
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I felt it was very authentic. And rarely do I miss people lying to me, as far as I'm aware, or beings.
Yeah, we know you, Sarah. We know you.
Part of their secrecy, I felt they're trying to protect us too.
Yeah, there was a line of questioning about who's protecting us, but you know, maybe we can ask that next time. Yeah. And I'll say it now, for everybody who's got questions for these guys, let's put them in the comments. Go nuts, because they'll be part of further interviews. Has anybody else got anything they want to say about these dudes? About Alice in the Looking Glass? And the X Factor, like, what's wrong with these people? Like, what sort of names?
They were
I
laughing.
didn't.
I felt that they were laughing. They were like, "Oh, just goes
I
the
know,
X
I know.
Factor."
And the end result is we're going to get laughed at. That's how that's going to go. Like, who are you talking to? The X Factor. Like,
Somehow it makes them seem more organic though. If they have a sense of humor,
totally.
even if it's a quirky sense of humor.
They're the best ones. Well, look, you know what? Well, look, I don't. We've only really met a handful of them, but you know, if these guys have gone through half of what it seems they would have gone through, you know, the destruction of their planet, the flight across the entire galaxy, the looking for a new home, the finding their other long lost friends and allies who are in the same boat. Like, you know, the cohesion, the fights, the shortage of resources, the problem, like all the stuff those poor dudes would have gone through, man. Like, they better be able to laugh it off by now. like they're either laughing or crying, and it seems like they came out on the right side of that.
Yes.
Wow.
Is there any? I'm curious to hear other. What is your impression? I'm sorry. What is everybody's impression? What was your impression when you were hearing? I'm curious.
Who are you asking?
I'm asking everybody who's on this, who's participating. I'm sorry, Sarah.
I loved it. I think I felt like they were really authentic. I just spent the whole time writing their energy down as they talked, and I didn't find anything other than I can definitely feel they have some past traumas, and that comes across really strong. Some concern for us. There was a lot of pain when they were talking about the Lyrian Wars. And they appreciated the humor that somebody, it must have been Alvar that you were talking about. So yeah, they seemed really serious when they're supposed, hopeful. They had concern for us. It seemed like they were being truthful.
Yeah. There was sense of kind of belonging, like it felt natural, like the energy wasn't synthetic, if I borrow their words. So it felt like I was in a friendly room, rather than like trying to, I don't know, like fitting or something. But I still felt like we are early stages of friendship. So there is a little bit of building trust, but there is kind of like familiarity in the energy.
Yeah. I feel like that we're in a mutual admiration society. You know, I feel like they think we're cool and we think they're cool, and that's pretty good. You know, but I suspect that these guys know how to have a laugh and know how to party, but also when business comes down to business, like we saw them standing over the corpse of a third tier hive queen. Like, this is not a nobody that they took down. Right? So I think they're incredibly competent, to say the least, if not just downright dangerous, which are the right kind of friends to have.
Surprised.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Is there a Marimo on board? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear your feelings and your, just out of curiosity, whatever. How did you feel during the transmission, or what did you think?
So
if you'd like to share.
I did share. I did
Oh,
share.
I'm sorry. I think there was somebody else that was.
Oh,
okay,
no, that
never
was
mind.
Ruby
Ruby
left.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's,
You know,
no, I
mixed
know
up.
you can only see you can only see the face of who's talking on your phone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but you
All
know,
right.
I think we did good. I think it was like I think they've introduced themselves well and clearly and what they're about, and I don't know. I think I'm looking forward to seeing more of them.
Yeah, I almost cried when they said we were doing a good job.
Same. Part of me just goes like, are we just like chasing our own tail here? Like, you know, are we? It's hard to know if we're impactful at all or not, but you know, like we did that, you know, and then you have moments where like we did that work with the European team on Irish sovereignty, and then within a week there's riots in Dublin. So like, you know that we're, you know that, you know, and the question I always asked was that us? Did we do that? But you know, or did we just contribute to that, or were we the key thing, or were we that impactful, or are we just convincing ourselves that we're of use?
So one area where I was saying about they're trying to protect, like you said, they're very powerful folks, right? Like they can handle so much more than this group. But I think this group can be there. So they might not want to tell us to go a place where it could be dangerous. But I think that trust can be built.
I like that.
I don't know. I get this feeling that in some ways we're more advanced than they are in
Yeah, I got
certain
this.
areas. And they're more advanced than us in certain areas. So whatever it is that they do well. And whatever it is that we do well too.
Yeah, I very much got that they admire us in like a big way.
Yeah, and they admire, I think, and the feeling I get from them is that why do they admire? Because it seems that whatever it is that's within us, our expansion, what took them maybe who knows how many years, right? To get to where they are, we're doing it so fast. We have it inside us to expand. You know, it might have taken them eons, and for us, it's almost weekly now. We are expanding.
Yeah, well, look,
that's my feeling.
Well, look, it's a directive of Organic Central Sun that it would send upgrade codes to our local sun and then to us. You know, but I think we get those upgrade codes first because of our relationship with Gaia.
True.
Because we know how.
We have first dibs. We have first dibs, right?
Oh, look, we get we get the new outfits first. That's why we look so cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm just walking around. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Look, 11 out of 10 crew. I think we've done good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Stay well, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Total
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you.